Well, welcome back to the channel. Today we are at the salt line. This is another one that we've done about 4 years ago, so we've come back to see how things have changed. Nice little walk, so we'll go and explore. It's a little bit disappointing because this, as you come across the path, always has lots of normally pumpkins. We come Halloween, it's got thousands. Well, he's got very little into what he usually has. And we're just coming up to the motorway bridge. We've got a few nice cows. We're just going under the motorway bridge. The salt line goes back to, I think it's 1852, is it? It was a bit like the rail trail. It was a railway track used to transport salt and various other things. This is a bit strange in a way because most salt towns like Northwich have got witch in the name, and this one hasn't. Well, a lot of people think it's just a straight walk, but there's lots off to try and discover. The paths, I mean, so far, if you're on, trying to work out, if you're on a wheelchair, there's quite gritty paths, but it is a solid path, so probably a wheelchair could use it okay. But as it suggests, it does go on for sort of miles on a straight line. Like I say, there is lots of things en route that you can go off and do. Now, along the salt line you do get these emergency swarm boxes, and what I understand, they're an emergency. If bees can't find anywhere, they can sort of swarm into here as a temporary measure and make a house. That's my understanding of it. Anyway, we have bird boxes. And certainly very steep there if you wanted to get up there. Do come across various sort of gates here where it's used by the local farmer. Some you can use. Like you can wander up that that one if you want, which takes you close to the motorway bridge. Just past those gates there is a public footpath. Nice little stream there, so you can go off at a tangent down this public footpath, or you can carry on down the actual salt line. There's quite a few places as you walk along where you've got a seat. We've got a historic railway thing. This is the Wheelock branch line, which was opened in stages 1852. So there's another one lying on there. And they do have these quite informative, like this is an oak tree. It tells you all about an oak tree. We do have the seat, picnic area, whatever you want to call it, because it can be quite a long walk, so to have a nice little seat's handy. But further on we have some more information about dead woods and fallen tree. Nice seat here to view. Now you can, and try not to break my neck, go down here if you're so inclined. Certainly not something I'd want to attempt, but there is a path down there. And you'd have to be a bit adventurous, because a lot of these sides are very deep, but people do seem to be going down them. There's distinct paths down them. And we'll go on a bit further. Again, there's a distinct path down, but it's almost bloody vertical. But if you're into nature and trees and things, certainly there's plenty of wildflowers and things to be seen. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's a bit strange how the salt line split, so we've come to a split here. If we can work which way to get out. We go. So it's just a road in the middle of it, so you could come and park here if you wanted, and then we just cross over the road and we're back on the salt line with big signs saying beware of rabbit holes. Da, 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 da. Certainly plenty of wild flowers about, and plants of all sizes sort of and description. Here we are, caution, rabbit holes. This is quite popular for, as we can see down there, runners. Not my cup of tea, unfortunately. And we do get some horses. There is a notice. You can sort of freeze the video if you want to. All this information. But they do mention Brother Mond. Well, I worked there for quite a few years in 1990s. Road Salt Works. Hence the name for. And we do have these little signs everywhere we go, so we know we're up to number 5. Again, we've got high sides. I mean, for your mental health, it's a brilliant place, because we've seen one or two people, but generally very peaceful. Again, you could go up there, and looks as though a lot of people do, but at 76 years old, it ain't me. Well, if you want to get away from the hustle and bustle of town, I mean, it's literally minutes from Crewe, Shavington, anywhere around there. It's only just before you get to Sandbach sort of thing, so I'm still looking at the paths. Paths are a bit better. If you've got a wheelchair, you could certainly come down here with no problems whatsoever. a lot of it is this straight path. Again, we have more seats and a nice view of the countryside. We've got more runners. And plenty of woodland. Some people just seem to be straying down these paths, but the seats ain't gonna break anytime soon. They're about 6 inches thick. There's a dog come to say hello. Hiya. We do come to a little bridge over a, I don't want to say a stream, but there's no bloody stream. So, but they have put a brand new top on and railings. We've got another seat here. They do leave trees to rot for the wildlife. And you can see this one's got all sorts of things growing on it. And another one there, so they've not just sort of abandoned it. It is purpose for the wildlife and left for the wildlife. There's plenty of signs and information about, and plenty of seats and picnic areas. They do have more signs and more information. So what can we see here? Well, we can see small mammals, we can see all sorts of creepy crawlers, wood boring insects, owls, wood lice, oak fungus, chicken wood fungus, ferns, lichen, smooth newt, nocturnal bats, greater spotted woodpecker, and another sort of seating picnic area. So if you wanted to stop for a brew or anything along the way, there's places you can sit and have a natter. Just an overall view, that's where we've just come, all the way down there. And that's where we're going, all the way down there. Again, you can see the paths are still very reasonable. And you do need to sort of make note of this where we are now. So we've got seats. We're at number 9 over there and number 19 over here. Well, no, a lot of people bloody miss this. It's quite extensive in a way. But it does take us to the tree trail. So like we said, there's lots of places sort of off-piste. It's a nice one. This is a former landfill site. Noxious and inflammable substance of presence. And this is the Burrow Pits Meadow. That's quite a nice diversion, this is. And I know people have come down here and bloody missed it, so we don't really manage to miss a great thing like that. But so again, plenty of information. We've got wood mice, field vole, common shrews, foxes, rabbits, stoats, weasels, moles, bats and yappy dogs. Little yappy dog there. That leads us down to a little, dare to call it a bridge, it is a bridge of sorts, isn't it? Tilly's Bridge. Da, 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 da. Little stream that's barely moving. We can see how crystal clear that water is. So if you've got a dog, you can go and have a paddle in there, and it looks as though all the paw prints there, lots of dogs do. Another seat for you to sit at. And again, you've got all these signs. This is an elder tree, and it tells you all about it. Lots of sort of berries. You know, who remembers as a kid used to get these berries and stick them in the end of a bike pump and shoot them, didn't we? That was before we had toys. We used to make our own amusement back in them days. We then come to a crossroads, if you like, with tree trail that way, and another one which isn't signposted down this way, so we'll just have a wander down here and probably go back the tree trail. Lots of nice wild flowers. It's amazing how high the plants get, the weeds, whichever you want to call them. I'm going to turn around and go back to the actual tea trail. We're on towards the tea trail and nearly got eaten by this massive plant, and I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's very big and spiky. And it's coming for me. Well, this is the tea trail. Can't keep saying that all the time. I mean, there's trees on the right, but it's not exactly what one would expect. It's just a thin path, quite steep. So you could use a wheelchair on it, but you need a bit of a shove up the hill. Get another seat, and we're just going up and up and up. Burrow Pits Meadow opened in 2009. Well, the trail does lead quite a long way. And we should be coming up to the recycle centre tip on our right any time. And we do come to a crossroads. And that is the way to the tip recycling centre. And the tea trail goes, tree, I keep saying tea, you know. tree trail goes back this way. Now this is a wonderful sight when we get to the top around here. So sooner than going on the tree trail, you're better going by the big lake, which we'll come to in a minute, we hope. Well, we're at the top now, and we've got this. We just use Google Lens, because you just point your camera at it in Google Lens and it says, yes, this is wild teasel. So something else we've learnt today, but there's a lot of it, and it's big and it's nasty. Well, it's a lovely seat here. And if we just do a panoramic view, you see all the woodlands. And there is lots of trails off here, there and everywhere. So while people think it's a straight row, we've come all the way up for the tree the trail. Down there is the lake, which is a better way. Yeah, it's a bit more to see down there, but this viewpoint, sit on the top here and enjoy the view. It is hot today because it was very hot yesterday, but it's dull, cloudy and a bit miserable, but still bloody hot. Now, I was forecast rain, so we're trying to get back before that happens. Well, as we come down the trail, we come to a junction. There's a path that way. There's a path that way. And a path the other way. And this way there's another path. And another path there. So there's plenty to explore. Well, we'll go back this way because this is where the lake is. It's still saying tree trail. Well, it's a nice little lake here. If you haven't got a camera, there's always lots of wildlife. It's probably more interesting way when we went actually on the tea trail. The path we came a little way down would actually have brought us here, so it's possibly a more exciting path down here. Yet another seat. So we're on the path by the lake. I wouldn't say the path's bad, but if you were in a wheelchair it could be a bit challenging. I'm just trying to see if there's anything exciting on the actual lake. As soon as you get a camera, everything seems to bloody disappear. It looks as though a little bit early for the there's lots of lilies just about make them out through the trees. Yeah, it's a reasonable path, but you can see how narrow it is if you were in a wheelchair. And can we get a better view of the lilies from here? Oh, we've got a duck. Nothing exciting, but two ducks. Right over the other side there, we can get a focus on them, the lilies, a lot of lilies. That's a bit better as a fishing spot. I don't know if you can still fish this. I've got a nice duck there sitting very peaceful and very cooperative with the camera. We've got lots of lilies but none of them in flower. We can see the fish jumping. There's I don't know if we caught that on camera, the fish jumping there. Is it just a duck coming towards us? Well, if we'd have carried on originally instead of going on the trail, this is where we would have come to, and this gives us an idea of possible birds. So we've got bullfinch, great tit, long-tailed tit, nuthatches, sparrowhawk, buzzards, red-winged owl, kingfisher, wood pigeon, pied wagtail, swallow, tree creepers. So if you're a bird watcher, this is the place to go. So if we'd have come that way, we could then go here and round the lake. So we'll go round the other side of the lake. See if we can see anything more exciting. It does say no fishing, so perhaps you can't fish here anymore. No fishing, no camping, no fires. Ice is dangerous. Well, it looks as though these spots originally at least were for fishing. So we have found a good spot here. And so we just timed it wrong for the lilies. They are just sort of coming up, but not in full bloom as yet. I'm just trying to get the water and see if we can see any fish. See lots of air bubbles. Some activity down there. That was a big one then. Don't know what it was, but it was a big one. Nice little place to stop and have a sit down. Well, there's no seats. A bit further up, and another good view of the lake. And again, the lilies are just sort of coming out, but no sign of any bloody wildlife because I've got a camera in my hand. And back round the other side of the lake, we could have come this way. Steps, and it says share with care, and it shows you bikes, people and riding. So I don't think you get many horses, you won't get many bikes down here, but nevertheless. But this brings us back onto the salt trail. So you could miss the tree trail and come out here. A nice dog to meet us. Oh. This sign trying to highlight where you are, because again, I know people who come here for months and months and missed it. So if you come to this bridge like this, it's just there and you've gone past it. So we're back on the main trail, having been to the the meadow. Well, there's another side path off where we come down here, and we'll just interview some of the locals, see what they think about it. They all seem very curious. Lots of locals who want to get on the picture. Yeah? You want to get on the picture? Yeah? Give us a nice lick, yeah. So just showing where we are, we're opposite another entrance which takes you down to the lake and that trail that I keep calling a cup of tea. And that's another path that takes you sort of towards sort of Alsager way, where all the cows just gave us an interview. So we carry on down the main path. So a lot of people just think it's this straight path, but there's so much off it. A few feet from the cows we've got another off-piste. So that will take us back to the lake and the trail we can't mention. That's a trail there. That's a public footpath there that goes across the field. And it does say this is a public footpath, but it's not owned by Cheshire East. And we have got a squirrel. Well, we did have a squirrel. We're just virtually at the end of the salt line now, so it'll be time to turn around and head back to car park. So again, you can see the path's perfectly fine. I met a lot of people, a lot of dog walkers about. You just see down there the end. I did ask if I got a medal, but apparently not. And yet another little path up there. That's a bit naughty, that, isn't it? If it's a public footpath, it says, yeah, public footpath, and you can come this way, but bull in field. So there's the farm, and no sign of a bull. If there's a bull in the field, they ain't going in it. There's just so many paths off. And I think a lot of people come, just walk down the main path, miss the lake, miss various other things. So we can just see the end in sight. There. So it's time to turn around and head back. A bit later, and it's 10:30 now, the birds have woke up and we've got a very bedraggled robin. We've got another, I think it's a thrush. We don't hang about really. Well, we're on the way back and it's a good spot to stop and zoom in and see how far it is that we've come. A lot of people running and trying to catch the bus. We keep mentioning these strange things as we've gone around. This gives us all the details. These barrels, bait hive, temporary home for swarm of bees. It does explain to you what it's all about. I don't know whether the bees have actually read this, but We're virtually back to the car at long last. It's taken from the other end because I'm working reasonably quick, about 20 minutes. The whole lot's taken about an hour and a half because I've been plodding along and going here, going there and taking pictures. 10,000 steps, so that's approximately 5 miles I've done today. Plenty of opportunity if you wanted to do more. We'll just remind people that my main job is Google Maps, to take photos with Google Maps. So if you want to see more about the Salt Line Rail Trail, go on Google Maps, and I've got hundreds of photos on there you can study and have a look. So it applies to any of the walks I've done. They'll always be on Google Maps. We've now reached 117 million views of my pictures on Google Maps. So we'll catch you on the next one. Well, I've had a lot of dog walkers saying about this, that they come along with their little tiny dog and do a little whoopsie and they pick it up, and the bloody horses come down and do a great big one and no attempt to pick it up. It doesn't seem quite fair, some road. Quite a few have passed comment on that today.